joining us on Africa This Morning. It is a table talk as always on Friday. We have entertainment, something light, something inspiring, something sweet. And today we have Lush Angela, jewelry designer and founder of Malkia House of Jewels. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
There's always a story to beauty. And when it comes to jewelry, there's always a beautiful story behind it. Give us the inspiration for Lush Jewelry.
You won't believe it. About 5 years ago, I decided for Lent I will give up watching TV. So, and I was obsessed with jewelry and accessories. Yeah. So I was spending so much money on buying accessories. So to fill my time with not watching TV, I would do a bit of writing. Then I was like, I need something else. So I bought myself a kit, watched YouTube, and then practice making jewelry like earrings. And then I'd send, at the time I wasn't near my parents, so I'd send pictures to my mum, like, what do you think? And I'd make stuff for her and my friends. Then 6 months into making jewelry, I got an email from a friend saying that there's a competition in, because I'm from England, so there's a competition in the local area for young entrepreneurs. I was like, no, it's too soon to enter. He's like, no, you should try. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll just put my name and let's see what happens.
I've just allowed you to finish that sentence and I'll take you back to why did you decide that I'm not going to watch TV?
Because every Lent, I try to give up something that I love the most. Yeah. And my routine was come home, watch TV, cook, watch TV again, and I wasn't...
Literally, you're not even allowing yourself to create your own mental story.
Exactly. Yeah. And even developing, and for me, developing as a person is really important. So I wasn't doing that at all. And then, so I decided, okay, my routine constantly, I come home, I watch TV. If I'm gonna give up something that I love the most or that takes up so much of my time, let me give up TV. So that's how it started. Then I started to read more. Then I found out about blogging. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll get into blogging because I like writing. So I started writing. Then I was like, no, I need more. There's only so much you can write. Yeah. So I used to go to this store and it's like heaven to me. If I was to have a store, that would be it. Yeah. Had so much accessories, but I was spending so much of my money there. And then everything was duplicated. So it wasn't authentically.
There's nothing that was your story, your identity, your character.
Yes.
What story did you pull from that you wanted to put into your jewelry designs? Because the moment you start and say jewelry, and then even before you answer that, why jewelry? Why not do something else?
Because first, I'm obsessed with accessories. I think an outfit is even more pizzazz or stands out more ostentatious if you put jewelry into it. And so I thought I want to just have something my own, that if I go to a party or a wedding, I know that I'm the only one wearing what I'm wearing.
You're making a statement.
Yes,
that's you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I thought, then that's why the name Malkia came in, because the idea was, you know, I want people to feel like royalty. I like to feel like royalty and I want to feel special. So that's how the idea formed. And I wanted to make something that's identified as just you, and you're the only one who has it, and you can feel special.
So specifically for Malkia, I walk in and I have something custom made for me.
Yeah.
How did you start fishing out for the raw materials? What did you feel was going to be the fingerprint mark for Malkia when it comes to raw materials?
In the beginning, because I was just learning, I did a lot of beaded jewelry. So I played around with, in terms of beaded, I did a lot of color, so I played around with color. But then when I did Malkia for 2 years, then I had like a dry run, and I think for me, what happened is money became my master, and when I wasn't making the money as much, I just lost the drive. And then I picked it up again about the beginning of this year. But then I thought, if I'm going to do this, and if I'm going to do it properly, then I have to think way outside the box. You can get necklaces anywhere. You can get beaded jewelry anywhere. But I wanted to make jewelry that makes a statement. So I started to think outside the box, like decorate. How can you decorate your outfit? So this is why I like things like body jewelry. And then I was like, how can I make my hand look even more prettier? So I make things like harnesses instead of just a simple bracelet. So I would outsource my stuff either from shops, craft stores, online, get ideas from watching music videos and seeing what celebrities are wearing and seeing the trend that's changing. And currently, like, there's a lot of body jewelry or body armor, you know, things that are very, how do I put it, like Star Wars kind of thing, theme.
They're a little bit pulling from the African identity of having jewelry be part of your being as a body. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then I try to be more contemporary in my creations, because and I will pull some elements of African into it, but I want something that's wow. Like if you walk in, they're just gonna look at, like, oh, I like what you're wearing, I like your earrings, oh, I like your hand harness, you know.
You look like royalty.
Yes.
When you're talking about learning how to make jewelry, there's always a process. You said you watched YouTube. You said you cut out TV. But then you made sure that you always keep up with what's happening in music videos. How did you ensure that you get the right foundation when it comes to making jewelry, so that you're not lost in always trying to fit into what is happening in the trend?
Okay, so I started with YouTube. YouTube helps a lot. There's so many
YouTube
videos.
Is your friend.
Oh my God, I'm a YouTuber. And then I would find places that have jewelry classes, and I can pick up new techniques, because it's very easy to take a string, put beaded jewelry through it, and bang, it's done. But I wanted to learn more, something that's more technical. But what I started to do, actually, most of my learning is very self-taught, but I would study a piece. So if I like something that someone's wearing, I will watch it and look at it, be like, how can I twist that and make it different? So it's just learning and seeing how they've done it. And the thing is, once you learn how to make jewelry, you start knowing what pieces you need and how to use them. And magazines, like there's tons of magazines for handmade jewelry, and that helps you think outside the box.
Always be hungry. Always keep running. How did you even out the scale? Because when you said that earlier, you indicated that you were spending so much of your money in a particular shop that was your heaven, and now you're making your own jewelry. But they say that it can sometimes be a little bit expensive when you take it on by yourself. How are you managing, and how did you even start off to jump into it, financing it coin to coin?
Right now, it's if every penny I spend, I get it back. Like, so if I spend on something, I get it back immediately. But I'm not reached a point where I'm making more, and that's coming slowly. Like I said before, money was my master. Now I want to grow organically. I want to explore in ideas and market it myself, and staying strong and true to who I am and what my brand is, and also discovering what's out there, what's in the market, how can I match that, or how can I be a little bit different and a little bit authentic. So it's hard, and nothing's easy. Even if you work for someone, it's just as easy. And currently I'm also working, so this is a part-time hobby that's and I believe could, you know, grow into a full-time business. So it's just purely taking a chance and discovering what opportunities are out there, and hoping that it will all fall into place. But I've enjoyed my journey. Yeah, it's a passion. Yeah.
When you're looking at the challenges of starting up an entrepreneur enterprise, as an entrepreneur, a young lady taking on the beauty industry and touching on jewelry, how is that going for you?
It's hard, but what I've realized, there is ways to channel into things that can help you. Social media is my friend, because I can do free advertising. Word for mouth really works for me. So when people buy, I always ask them, you know, if you have Instagram or any form of social media, please post it out there, because that's the only way that I'll grow. And I always carry my business cards with me, and I always wear my jewelry, so that if someone asks me, oh, I really like what you're wearing, I'm like, I made it.
You're selling your own story.
Yeah.
How does that transition? You're from the UK, you're navigating Kenya right now. Africa is always rich with color and always passionate about jewelry. How are you navigating both markets? Because what sells in Africa sometimes might not sell on the European front. How are you bridging the two continents?
That's why I changed my model and changed what I do. And that's why I've decided to do things that are very ostentatious. So body jewelry is not easily found. And now it's only starting to pick up in the UK. Like, you'll go to shops and you'll find stuff. And so I'm trying to do things that are not easily available. And for the moment, it's working in both markets. And my friends were getting married in the summer, so I thought, oh, I've got a long summer break. Why don't I just try and see what Kenya has and see if I can break into the market? And so far, so good. So it hasn't been a problem as of yet. And it's that thing of constantly seeing what's out or what's coming and being on top of the game.
What are the challenges that you're facing right now, even as you're getting into an industry that every industry in the beauty sector is said to be flooded?
Yeah.
And jewelry always has space.
Yes.
But there are challenges, even getting clientele that will stick with you.
Yes.
How are you navigating that?
I just trust God, to be honest. And I make my things so well that you will have to come back.
When you're doing your jewelry, there's a creative process.
Yes.
Share with us what you do to ensure that you remain creative so that your products are always unique.
First, most of the ideas come from my head. I can just see something, like if I like you're wearing blue and black, so I would either make that pop with either silver, because that would work, or white. So, and then I look at the person. If I'm making something especially for you specifically, then I'll look at what you have, and look at your style, and then try and find the match and try and make you feel even more special. So I just try my best to think outside the box and try to keep up with the trends and change up the trends. Like, so if something's easily available, then I'll be like, we can't find it in this color, so maybe I'll use these colors. And then the thing is, with Live in UK, you have to go with the fashion colors. So trying to see something that marries well with the fashion colors and understanding that person. But most of the things, I have things that are ready to buy, and then I will make something specific. Like 2 days ago, someone said to me they have a wedding this weekend. This is what they're wearing. I said, okay, fine. And what's your favorite color? What do you want to do? So she told me, and then I had the idea, and I just rolled with it. Took a picture, sent it to her, and she was happy. So I just listen to what people say and pick up on the colors and their vibe, and then I try to do something that they can feel also comfortable. Because the thing is, with what you wear, if you're not comfortable, I will notice you're not comfortable. Yeah.
When you're looking at jewelry design, you, of course, the viewers will get an opportunity to see some of your work, even as you've displayed them here. There's a lot of gold, silver. How are you navigating the two worlds? What works best for you? What's your color? What's your core?
I love color and I love chain, because I have fun with chain. Like
I'm seeing that when it comes to body art, is it something that can navigate both officially and also entertainment, or is it something that's stuck to your jewelry designs are stuck to entertainment?
No, it can navigate in any form of way, and it depends on the person. And then I was even having a conversation earlier. The more I practice, the more I now learn, because some of my body jewelry are more specific to maybe someone's size, but I've learned to practice and navigate it in a way that anyone can wear it. And sometimes that's a bit of the challenge, trying to find what suits who. And not everyone likes silver, some people like gold, so I try to make a balance so that everyone can find something for themselves.
Do you feel that we are identifying with the creativity that we have in the continent when it comes to jewelry design, because we've lost a lot of who we are as the African people to what is trending on the international front? Do you include that in how you design your work?
Yeah, I do, because I think sometimes you can be simple if you want to be, but sometimes you want to be different. And sometimes things are not easily accessible. You know, like if I live here and I want something that I'm seeing, I don't know, Halle Berry or Beyonce's wearing, I want to know that I can find someone I can go to that can kind of think like that and see that and try and create that. So it's just seeing what also women are, the way women are changing. You know, style has changed. Before, like in my mum's days or in my grandma's days, you know, everyone used to cover, and now people want to show their body. Before they wanted to, you know, stay very conservative. And just seeing what the trends are and how the woman is changing with her and wanting to make her feel special and show who she is and to speak for herself.
Do you feel that the market is responding to great creatives such as yourself by allowing the market to you know, celebrate you, creating great environments for creativity, creating opportunities for you to sell your stuff. Do you feel that that is working outside of social media?
I think so. I think Gandhi said that, you know, the world has enough for everyone and we don't have to be poor. So I think there's always room for it. And all it is, you just have to be on top of your game. So for instance, if I was a graphic designer, I'd need to see the changes in the trends. People create films. Now 3D is taken over. So it's just seeing what's changing and how, and the technology is constantly changing. And so trying to, you know, marry the two and developing, there's always room for one more person. And it's just, you have to decide what's the route that suits you. And you said something earlier about passion. I think if you're passionate about something, then you will study, you will know what you need to do and what you need to change.
You do the work.
Yes, you will do the work.
Do you pass on or do you have an intent to pass on the baton by mentoring and even supporting those who are interested in joining this industry of beauty through jewelry?
Absolutely. Like one of the other things that I do is I mentor young girls. So, and just to teach them that, you know, things are not black and white. You do have to wake up and work hard. Your mum and dad bank is not always going to be available. So if there was an opportunity to teach people, I've even, there's a gentleman who wanted me to spend time with his kids and, you know, teach them how to make jewelry. So I'm very open for that. And it's an opportunity for them to see you can create the world that you want by making the choice to do so.
Just deciding to be different. Who are your inspirers? Who do you look up to as, if I was, I would like to be?
Jade Jagger. Jade Jagger, she's a jewelry designer. In fact, she's on my vision board. And so first time I started making jewelry, I started to look at who, you know, is doing what. And she's a real jewelry designer. And she deals with, like, you know, gold and silver. So one day, that's what I aspire to have.
How important has it been to have her on your vision board, and how important is your vision board to you to keep you on course?
Stay focused. It helps me stay focused. It helps me keep the eye on the ball. And it also reminds me, you know, for the days that, oh, I can't really be bothered, and when it's really challenging, or there's nothing that's happening, no one's contacting me, it just reminds me I have to keep on taking that step, and I will eventually get to the final place that I want. And then when I see her, I'm like, if I'm not happy or if things are not going wrong, then I need to try all the options until I get to where I want. Like Thomas Edison, the guy who invented the bulb, tried, if I'm not wrong, 9,999 times. On the 10,000th time is when he got the bulb done. So it's just staying focused and not being worried about failure, because that's the only way you're going to learn.
In your processes of failure, even as we touch on that, how have you navigated? There are times you've designed something that someone did not respond to very well, or even the society felt, or the clientele felt, I'm not going to touch that. There's some that you've designed that you felt this is actually beautiful, but people are not responding. How did you navigate that?
If I'm doing it for a client specifically, I'll ask, what is it about it you don't like? What do you want me to change? And I'll try and meet their demands. And if I genuinely can't do it, I will say I genuinely cannot change it the way you want it. But I take that on as a challenge. And if someone doesn't like it, then sometimes I'll keep it for myself, wear it, because in fact, that's how body jewelry started. I thought, before I make it for other people, let me make it for myself.
And see how I feel and see how the world responds.
So this was the first body jewelry I ever made. So when I wore it, and I wore it out with my friends, and they were like, I want that tomorrow. Like, this is the colors I want. I was like, okay, I'll call you tomorrow and we'll discuss. So if I feel like people are not ready, then I model it first and then see what responses I get. And then if I feel the market's not ready, I don't make any more until I see that the trend is probably changing towards that.
Just being wise to respond to the realities as they're indicating to you. So you do not produce anything unless there's a market for it?
Yes, because I will end up spending money on something that I could use for something else that's working. So I try my best to change the trends, but if the people are not ready to change the trends, even if I take pictures that make it look desirable, then I will hold tight and see where the direction of the market is going, and then try my best to build that. And then, you know, once you start and people start seeing that this is the way you go, then they know how, when they see Malkia, they know what to associate you with. So it's now building the brand and seeing, and staying true to myself. Sometimes I know that there's someone out there who's gonna like what
Yeah.
So until I sell that one, I'm like, okay, I've sold one, so I mean I can sell more and more. And that's how it started with body jewelry. Actually sold one and I sold more. I was like, okay, this is picking up. Yeah.
Maybe you can give a tip to an individual who's interested in starting a business, young lady, young gentleman, who's out there, who's interested in doing something that's different, expressing themselves through art, be it jewelry design or any other form of artistry. Maybe you can share with them what are some of the do's that they need to make sure that they abide by, and what are some of the don'ts that they make sure that they have to be keen on avoiding.
Okay, do it. That's the first thing. Don't just dream. That's been my motto.
Put your foot out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I learned something. There's a dream and then there's a goal. And the difference between the two, the goal has a timeline. A dream is just a figure of your imagination. Like, I dream I want a white house with red doors, but I don't know. I need to decide, when do I want that?
Timelines.
So, yes,
creating a framework.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then most people make New Year's resolution. Oh, by the end of the year, I'm going to have lost this much. I'm going to stop smoking, whatever. Break down your year. Break down your week, so that you know, today, I'm going to do this. Tomorrow, I'm going to do that. And did I complete what I needed to do yesterday? So break down your year, break down your months and your plan. What's your idea? Research what's out there. How can you be different? And what are you bringing different to the market? Do use social media. It's your friend. It's free, and it's the only way that you will be able to build a trend. Use things like hashtags. So marketing yourself. Now, don't do it. I mean, like, of course do it. Don't be scared. Be worried and be very aware of your fears, because your fear is what cripples you. So deal with your fears. Whatever you're worried about, deal with it. And then don't be so worried. Yes, I know money is important and you need it, but don't be so worried about, if you trust and believe in your plan, then trust and believe that everything that you need to put together will come together. So avoid fear, deal with it, conquer it, and don't be so worried about the money. It will come. If your idea is good and you believe in it, just keep pushing and don't stop. That's the challenge. I think the hardest thing is keep going, even though you feel like you want to stop. Yeah.
Even as you're looking forward, maybe you can allow us to peep into your end year resolution going on 2016. What can we expect from Malkia, from Lush?
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing that I have that's come up is men want my jewelry and rings.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Expound on that.
Like, so, you know, when I started it, I started only focusing on women because it's easier.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it for
And
myself.
you always have like 5 shillings to spend on jewelry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when I started to build up my brand and marketing it on Instagram and Facebook, then I would have my guy friends are like, why aren't you making something for men? I want something for my...
What are they looking at getting?
They, the thing that I get the most is something to go with their shirts. So I started, in fact, the first jewelry I made was for a friend of mine. It's like, I've got a wedding and I want to wear something for yours and I want to market you. It's like, okay, what's your style? So I looked, and then there's a video by an artist called Jidena called Classic Man. So I watched that video and I was like, actually, this will be my inspiration. And this seems to be the new man that's coming through. People who are
metrosexual, very aware of having jewelry
and confident
as part of
and happy to wear fashion and own it. So I made him a chain. I was like, okay, I got really good responses. Then I was like, for men, for now, I'll do it on order. But being here, a lot of guys are like, we need stuff for our shirts. So I came up with this idea of putting, if you have a collar, and so you put a clip on, and you have a draped of chain or something very different.
Yeah, at the very edges of the collar.
Yes.
Just pulling from the old country kind of design of shirts. Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that's been a new thing. I've been asked about tie-pins, so I'm going to explore that. The one thing I really want to focus on actually is rings. I'm into rings, so I want to learn how to make them, because it's been the thing I'm being asked. So you've got all this, what about rings? I'm like, oh God, I don't have it yet.
So that's still in the works.
Yeah, that's my plan towards, by 2016, I want to be good at that. And then I want to focus on a bridal collection. So something that people can wear for as a bride, either over their dresses or as headpieces. So that's something I want to work on, and fascinators.
The frontier looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Even as we are closing, give us the Lash vision, because you have one for Malkia.
Yeah.
What does Lash want to do? End of year,
Conquer
going
the
on to
world.
2016. That's a good way to close it. Conquer the world.
What does Lash want to do? That's a very good question. I believe I was born with a purpose. I have gifted hands, and I'm good with my words. So I believe that by living the way I'm living and doing what I'm doing, I'm giving hope to young people. I'm very passionate about young people, because one day I'm going to have children, and I need to know that there will be a good leader for them. So I want to be a good role model, and to show them that all it takes is one step, and all it takes is a chance. And if you take a chance, you'll make the right changes. So my vision is to continue following my passion and trusting God that He has a plan for me. In fact, today the thing I read before I came here, just to be positive, and it said, my throne was established a long time ago. So I want to keep focused and know that what I'm doing, I'm in the right path, and whatever I want to achieve, I will achieve if I keep going.
That's powerful. Thank you so much, Lash, for joining us and giving us an opportunity to celebrate your jewellery. The viewers had a chance to see some of Lash's work through Malkia, her jewellery design line. And of course, there's a lot more that she's intending to do, even as men are now emerging as the new clientele. African men are now interested in getting themselves blinged out. Of course, that's something that we'll be watching out with you, even as you're going to be showcasing some of your work on the international front. That was our conversation here on Table Talk, touching on entertainment matters. And this is specifically lined with Malkia Jewellery Design here, and the CEO was Lash Angela, who was with us here in studio. From the team and myself here at Ebru Africa, enjoy the rest of your viewing right here on Ebru TV.